What is up, guys? Delboy here. So it appears that Joseph Parker versus Dereck Chisora could be a fight that happens sooner rather than later. I've heard a date of April 20th be rumoured for this potential fight, and Dillian Whyte is also rumoured to fight on April the 20th. So potentially you could have a card filled with heavyweight matchups. But Joseph Parker versus Dereck Chisora, for the time being, I don't think it's a bad matchup. In 2018, obviously Joseph Parker suffered back-to-back defeats to Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. He then had a comeback win over Alexander Flores, and now he's looking to step up to a higher level again. And I think Dereck Chisora is a good fight in the interim. Obviously, I think there's better fights out there for Joseph Parker. You know, I would love to see Joseph Parker fight Adam Kalnacki, for example, Dominic Breazeale, Luis Ortiz, you know, characters like that. But I don't think a fight with Dereck Chisora is the worst thing in the world either. Joseph Parker needs to stay active. Chisora would certainly be a step up from Alexander Flores. And listen, I think Chisora, despite being past his best, despite being on the end of a few bad defeats, I still believe Chisora could give Joseph Parker some issues. To me, Joseph Parker does kind of struggle when somebody puts it on him. We saw that against Carlos Takam. You know, when you look back at that Carlos Takam-Joseph Parker fight, when Takam got close and when Takam was working on the inside, I felt Parker looked second best, to be quite honest, and Carlos Takam gave Parker a lot of issues. And obviously in the Dillian Whyte fight, when both guys were fresh, I felt Parker looked the sharper, better boxer. But, you know, when Dillian Whyte really started to get rough and aggressive, Parker kind of went back into his shell. He got dropped a couple of times, and it cost him the fight. Even at stages in the Ruiz fight, when Ruiz got a bit aggressive, you know, he was easily pushing Parker back and getting some shots off. So Chisora, being an aggressive guy, being a guy who can apply pressure, work the body, and, you know, kind of really get rough and tumble with you, how's Joseph Parker going to respond to that? I've seen Joseph Parker struggle with that type of style on more than one occasion. If Chisora went into a potential Parker fight in the same shape he went into the Dillian Whyte rematch, then I honestly believe Chisora would give Joseph Parker some problems. So I still believe this could be a competitive fight. I would obviously make Joseph Parker a favourite, being the younger, fresher, better boxer. But Chisora does things that Joseph Parker doesn't like. So I do believe it has the potential to be a competitive fight and a fun fight. And maybe if it's on a pay-per-view undercard, I could swallow it. But ultimately, I do believe there are better fights out there for Joseph Parker. Like I said, you know, the Luis Ortiz Christian Hamer winner could be a fight. Adam Kalnacki, Dominic Breazeale, Alexander Povetkin. These are all fights I would rather see Joseph Parker in than a potential Dereck Chisora fight. But at the same time, I don't think a Chisora fight is terrible. As for Chisora himself, I'll be honest, at this point, unless Chisora puts together a crazy run, I don't really want to see him at top 10 level again. I would much rather see Dereck Chisora fight people like David Price in just random fun fights. You know, Chisora versus Price, Chisora versus the Lucas Brown Dave Allen winner, Chisora versus Charles Martin. You know, I would rather see Chisora in fights below world level at this point. I'm not really too keen on seeing Chisora fight for top guys anymore, because we've seen it, he's come up short. Yes, he always gives it a go, but ultimately we've seen him fail at the highest level enough times now. So if Chisora does continue, I would much rather see him fight guys, like I said, like Dave Allen or David Price, just random fun fights that could be entertaining. How do you feel about this potential fight? Would you watch it? Would you support it? Do you think it's a good fight? Do you think it's terrible? Do you think Chisora could pull off an upset? Share your thoughts below. I'm kind of eager to gauge your thoughts on this one. I think the reception's going to be mixed. I think some people will like it, some people will hate it, and a few people will be in between, but I'm kind of in between. Is it the worst thing in the world for Joseph Parker to keep busy? No. But would I rather see him take other fights? Absolutely. Share your thoughts below. Peace.